So back to diagnosing this 026 here. So in the last test, it was still leaning out. I'm going to pull the carburetor, check the fuel pump, and just see if there happens to be any wood chips in there, possibly maybe limiting how the fuel pump's moving in its range of movement. Maybe there's wood chips in there restricting the limit. But I am going to pull the cylinder off no matter what. Right meow. Right meow. And because with those loose cylinder head fasteners, I'm kind of worried that it might have broke the bond in there and possibly pulling air from there. Because if you recall, like I was saying before, the vacuum test and pressure test, they checked out fine. But if these last two things don't solve it, I'm going to have to assume there's a bad seal already. There's not many tanks. Like, maybe a dozen tanks through this, but things fail sometimes. It is what it is. So give me a minute here and get this apart and get the cylinder resealed. Give me a sec. Well, I'm not 100%, but it almost looks to me like my base. So I use Moto Seal, and with those pieces coming loose, those head bolts. I don't know. Let's see if this can show up on camera here. Gotta get my fat head out of the light. It's a possibility, but it is wet. I don't know if it's showing up at all. Not the greatest, but it's actually wet up until about there. Yeah, that whole has wiped it there. That's all wet. I'm willing to bet that was my vacuum leak. So as much as I wanted to, I actually wanted to raise the exhaust groove a couple of degrees, but I definitely did not go and set this up to put my timing wheel back on, to say the least. Probably should have, but it is what it is. So I'm just kind of doing a quick little inspection here. See if this shows up. I have all my timing numbers written down, actually on my phone and a piece of paper. You can see though, I'm trying to show it on here. But anyways, I raised my transfer, lower transfer, almost right to the cylinder base, like right on the very edge of it. Then I also took them and, oh shoot, how's this working? Angled this side to help, or at least try to, in theory, try to help promote. So I widened it up a little bit here. They were pretty straight here. So I tapered it out a little bit, tried to angle it. Oh, focus. There we go. I tried to angle it that way to help promote airflow towards the intake side of the cylinder. Man, I gotta work on some better lights in here. But anyways, did that on both transfers. Did not raise my exhaust groove at all, but did open it up. Not a tremendous amount, but a bit. What else? Here's my intake. This might sound really dumb, but because I've seen Iron Horse talk, discuss, and also do them. But he puts like little fingers. Let's do it this way. Get in the light and focus, please. You're focused on the wrong thing in your camera. He puts like little fingers on the upper side of the transfer. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I have fingers on there. At the time when I ground them, I was probably half asleep when I did it though, but I put them on the wrong side. I put them actually on the lower part, focus, on the lower part of the intake. But when I did that, this was a total accidental discovery. I noticed when I did that, I noticed a noticeable increase in torque. I put them on the wrong side though, so where I put them there, it alters your intake timing. But because where I have them, it definitely, like I say, it alters your intake timing. It's kind of like a transition from, where is it here? Let's see if we can get focus. The transition period from the flat spot to those little fingers is only, I can't remember off the top of my head what the difference was. I think it was, 3-4 degrees, but let's say, but I put them on the wrong side. But I did notice, like say, big increase in the torque through the RPM. Definitely not suggesting to do it that way. It was a mess up on my behalf, but like I said, there's definitely increases going there. But give me a couple minutes so I can get everything cleaned up and remotor sealed, and we'll move on to the carb next and inspect that. Alright. So I went and washed everything with brake clean. That's all good. Clean the surfaces. I'm going to try this first actually before taking the carb off, just based off what I seen there. It looks like that could have been what the problem was the whole time. I hope that's all it was, but I guess we will find out. So this is what I use. Where is it here? Primtex Moto Seal. I like it because it's super accessible. Like up here in Canada, I got a cane tire. If I hop in a car, I'm there in 3 minutes. So stuff's nice because, like I said, it is super accessible to get to, or super easy to get to, I should say. I haven't ran out of this yet. I've been using this for, I don't know, a year and a half. Try to put it on as thin as possible. So, how's everybody's day going? We here in Manitoba right now, we have not substantial, but being fall time, the forest fires were starting to reside in most areas, but one of the areas that that I ride in and hunt in, just a couple days ago, got sparked up. According to conservation and the fire department and stuff, they figure it was man-made, or not man-made, but started by a person. The rumor is from what I heard through the grapevine anyways, is that it was somebody was trying to have a fire on the side of the trail and got out of control. Last time I checked, it was like 530 acres or something that we're up right now, and it's all swampland. So you got a bunch of deadfall, swamp grass, all that wonderful stuff that just loves to burn. So I actually, after going through a ton of hoops today, I got in contact with Manitoba Conservation to see if they need any sort of assistance with volunteering or anything. Because like, if you watch the channel, you'll see I have a Can-Am Maverick X3 there. So I offered to, if they need assistance, to head out there with that and help with the cruise, if it's even transporting anything they need, supplies, whatever, or even getting right in there. Yeah, because like, it's that time of year right now that everything's drying, changing colors. Fires at any given time are not a good situation, but especially being fall time, it's even worse because, like I say, everything's drying up, leaves are falling. There's already a ton of deadfall shrubs, things like that, and with the swamps, all the swamp grass and a whole bunch of not so good situations. I heard through the same grapevine that there was a guy trying to save a couple of houses or something that are out there, and he's got a dozer. So I guess he fired up the dozer, tried to go for a drive out, like to get into the, not the burn zone, but to cut a fire break. He got out there and apparently swamped his dozer in the swamp. I hope the guy at least got his fire break in to save these places, because, well, being in the middle of the bush, it's not a good thing. Been vaping, trying to slow down my smoking, but we'll see how this goes. Anyways, I know it's hard, really probably can't see nothing here. Yeah, not really. Let's see, zoom in a bit. Yeah, I still can't really see much. Anyways, motor seal's on. Starting to tack over already. Now, no, I don't have any oil down here with me. Rings are still wet, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes on. Because knowing my luck, it is going to fight me every step of the way. Hope you guys didn't go blind by the bald spot. So, normally when I do this, I have the handle off and intake out of the way, and the wrap and everything else. So let's see if we can get this on like this. Make sure your rings are set up with the pins in your piston. Don't want them to overlap. Oops. So awkward when everything's right here. One ring's in. Of course, I have to do this the most challenging way almost possible. Sec, because of course I don't have my ring compressor here yet. I actually have ring compressors for this, I just don't have them at this place yet, along with the rest of my toolbox. I will, just yet. Boom, there we go. Loctite. Anybody else have this issue with Loctite products? Lids leak. Swear it is nature of the beast. Okay, oops. Intake. Oh, the intake clamp just fell off. I just hooked it with the cylinder. Just get that back on there. Boom, there we go. I'm trying to save time by not dismantling the whole thing, but apparently that was not the wisest decision. Get it started. Come on, line up. Problem is I have no light in here to see anything. Back down cylinder. Oh, that one's in. There we started. Never had these cylinder bolts ever back out. This was the first saw I've had that happen on. Back ones are a little tight to get in there with the handle on. You can't really get it in there. That's why it is definitely nicer to do this with the handle off. But I figure I'd try skipping a step or two. But I just want to get this fired up yet tonight to test it, make sure it's working. Because like I say, if this isn't the problem, then I gotta pull the carb off and check it next. Even though it's all fresh and rebuilt, it's just process of elimination. Anyways, give me a minute. Look at these torque down. Right, all torqued down, Loctite in. Muffler back on. It is pretty getting late out here now. I think it's like 9 p.m. I really probably shouldn't be firing up a saw, but going to anyways. I'll know what I need to know within I don't know, a minute or under. Saw's fairly warm being inside the house, so shouldn't take long to get it up to enough temp to know what's going on with it. So we'll see. We see. Okay, well, I'm going to save you guys from this really boring part of putting the muffler back in, and then once I get this in, go outside, put gas in it, test it, and I'll let you guys know in a couple minutes what the result is here. Oh boy. Where do I begin? Wouldn't start. Not at all. Because this meatball forgot to put the intake back on. Oh man. Let's see if this will show up. I don't know. Yeah, you can kind of see the lip on the intake in the rubber boot. Yeah. This Einstein forgot to put it back on before trying to start it. Arm's sore from pulling it over like 15-20 times. I'm like, what the heck? Okay, so I'm gonna put it back on and go for it again. Well, still doing it. It's not near as bad, but still doing it. Well, just by hunch, I'm just gonna check the check the fuel pump out here, see what's going on, and if that doesn't solve it, then throw some seals at it and see what happens. Anyways, I'll check back with you guys with the results here in a little bit, and let you guys know how this goes. Well, it looks like I'm going to be changing seals. I richen up the carb a bit, but it doesn't seem to help. So, well, it helps, but it still runs nice and rich as you're getting on the throttle, and then leans out again. So, it's got to be a vacuum leak. The only other thing that would seem like feasible to round out now is seals, even though the vacuum pressure test turned out okay. So, this is going to be fun. So, that's it for now. I'm going to have to order seals when I got time. Not the end of the world. I have the Yo 38 still, and the Husky 162, so I'm not totally out of the woods on the saw. It's just, like I said, I like the lightweight of this with the 24-inch bar. It's beautiful for tossing around, but this is what it is, and it's saw life. So, I will touch base at a later date when I get some seals and have time to replace them and go through this whole rigmarole again. Alright, see yous.